Olympic champion coming out for semi-final number 2 in the recurve men's competition. This is worthy of a gold medal match. The Olympic champion up against the world number 1.
Shooting on target number 1. Representing Brazil.
Aufschreiber Nummer 1 für Brasilien.
Marcus Dalmeida. And shooting on target number 2. Representing Turkey.
Aufschreiber Nummer 2 für die Türkei.
Mete Gazoz. The line judge for this matchup is.
Und die Kampfrichterin für dieses Match ist
Nasrin Kashkai.
A huge semi-final here in the individual recurve men's competition. The reigning Olympic champion here, Mete Gazoz from Turkey, is going to take on the current in-form man, the world number 1 from Brazil, Marcus Dalmeida. A huge matchup.
Yeah, and impossible to predict. I mean, yes, we saw that Marcus had the best quarterfinal match out of the Elite 8, but I mean, shooting against the Olympic champion, who, well, I mean, he did shoot a lot of 10s in his quarterfinal, so it's not like he doesn't know how to shoot anymore.
Dalmeida starts this semi-final with a 9.
A bit slow on the clicker there, but still in the gold, and he did adjust his sight, so I think, like we talked about before, I think the rain kind of died down a little bit. Both of these athletes shooting a little bit high on the target, which probably means that by the time they quit shooting at the practice range, it was raining a bit more.
Yeah, very good point. That mention the fact that you know, it's really eased off the rain. I'm tempted to say it's dry out there now, or there's no rain falling at least.
So with that 9 from Marcus, that means that Mete can get this set split with a 10 of his own.
Just what the doctor ordered, 28 apiece. And these two have met twice before, head-to-head, 1 each. And our roving researchers have just updated average arrow and match wins are pretty even. So it's difficult, as you said, to predict who the winner is going to be from this world number 1 Brazilian Marcus Dalmeida and the Olympic champion Mete Gazoz. And so far the first set suggests the same.
Yeah, and both of these gentlemen have the ability to you know, grab opportunities when they're given to them. One of the things that I said on the archery show earlier this week is that Mete is starting to get more and more into that Olympic champion form again, where that season it almost seemed like when he needed a 10, he could just always muster it up.
But on the flip side, Marcus Dalmeida is the form man of the season.
Exactly, which is what makes it so difficult to predict. Luckily, we don't have to predict because they all just fight it out.
They decide it for us, yes. Second set, all square between Dalmeida and Gazoz.
10, 2.
Not really the rhythm of shooting that we've grown used to seeing from Mete, but I mean, he is shooting a really high amount of 10s in his matches.
He is now, yes. We saw a 4 from him in the quarterfinals, though. So
yeah, that was when it was taking just that little bit too long, and he needed to get that shot off before the clock
Can you tell we've got two superstars of the sport on the shooting line?
9.
Oh, that's difficult to say.
Yeah, it's gone for a measure. That's a definite 9. So this measure is ultra important in terms of who is going to progress through. We're in this strange situation here where they're shooting at such a high level. Is this one going to come down to someone making a mistake?
Well, at this level, it almost seems like shooting a 9 is a mistake.
Yeah.
It is rewarded a 9, so the set is split again.
Keeps it interesting for all of us neutrals. 2 apiece between Dalmeida and Gazoz. But the tension, it's been pretty high all day today, but it's a really new high point right now because one of these massive names is not going to be in the final.
Yeah, and I only just noticed that I was literally on the edge of my seat just now.
Steely determination from the Brazilian. Ildirmis, the teammate of Mete Gazoz, nicely wrapped up in his waterproofs. Dalmeida just tried to pull that one across a bit.
Yeah, like we talked about before, that's just instinct. Like as soon as you realize, oh, that arrow is going to one side, you're gonna move, you're gonna try to correct it.
Same from Mete Gazoz.
Yeah, it was polite of him to illustrate what we're trying to explain. And it's almost as if we're watching a compound match where good shots just go into the 10. You know they're going into the 10, and shots that don't look as good are going into the 9. It's that like black or white situation where we what we have seen in compound matches typically.
You say that in a very throwaway fashion, but they're shooting 70 meters down the range. To have this quality at this level is incredible. Just can't get away from each other. 2:28, and well, we knew this one was going to be too difficult to call. I wasn't sure it was going to get to the third set, and they'd be absolutely all square, arrow by arrow.
Yeah, so at least it tells us that we kind of know what we're saying if we're saying this is going to be difficult to predict. But Marcus is not shooting as well as he did in the quarterfinals, but he's still shooting extremely well.
Yeah, if you set a world record type pace, they're very difficult to keep up with it, that's for sure. But one thing you can say for certain is Mete is, whilst he might not be your expert opinion shooting at the very highest level he can shoot at, it's a lot better than the quarterfinals.
Yeah, he doesn't have those really stray arrows anymore where I think he shot 2 8s and a 4 and 2 9s in his quarterfinal. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he shot 5 9s and 4 10s, so it's more consistent, but not the same percentage of arrows going into the 10 ring, and that's, I think, what's going to make the difference in this match.
Dalmeida starting set number 4 with a 9, that one drifting over to the right. Perhaps a little bit of an overcorrection from the previous set.
9.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, a redraw from Dalmeida. Time is going to be running out on him here. Has to shoot really fast and just gets away with a 9 there. That was a moment.
Yeah, that was. He didn't like rush his shot either. He let down. He took a bit of a moment for himself and then reset.
And Dalmeida's got away with that. Chance for Gazoz again. Taking his time to begin the process. A 10 to break away from the world number 1. Oh, what a time to do it. What a time to do it. 28 plays 27. There was a redraw from this man, the world number 1, Marcus Dalmeida, for his second arrow. It didn't throw him off. He still got a 9, but with a 9 with his last arrow, he left the door open for the Olympic champion. And Mete Gazoz rammed his way through. There's the redraw. Letting down. And there's a moment of panic, certainly for me. Dalmeida seemed to stay very calm and collected, but in the end, Gazoz shooting a 10 to go clear for the first time in the match. A superb moment to clasp the opportunity.
Yeah, and that's one of those arrows that I was talking about earlier in this match where in the season of 2021, these arrows were just expected of Mete. You could just, kind of assume that he would shoot the last arrow into the 10 if he needed to. And I think slowly but surely, after that little dip in form that he has shown us, he's getting back to that level.
Set number 5, and it's a must-win set for Marcus Dalmeida.
These tens, I think, are going to be what makes a difference in this match. Keep in mind that Mete only has to tie this set to win the match. So if he just keeps doing what he's been doing, well, most of the match, and shooting the same arrow value every single time. It's a very unfortunate grouping. So a 10 or potentially a 9 to win this match and going into the gold medal match.
A nervy moment. Oh, but he does put it into the 10. And Mete Gazoz, we wait, of course, for the measure, but looks like he's turned it around here.
Yeah, and even if it gets upgraded to a 10, Mete has tied the set. So, and we get a thumbs up from Mete's agent there.
Which means that it's looking good for Gazoz. What a match, though. What a match.
Yeah, this was a nail-biter for sure. Not the... I mean, I don't want to say, like, oh, this was not as good, because it was a really good match, but it wasn't as good as the quarterfinal that we saw from Marcus Dalmeida and Kim Ji-juk. But then it was very consistent. They didn't shoot pretty much anything out of the gold. Did they shoot anything out of the gold? I don't believe so.
No.
So, very consistent.
Heartbreak for Dalmeida after the season he's had.
Yeah, probably, but he hasn't won everything. It's not like this was the one thing he hadn't won. But yeah, I think he probably hoped and expected to be in the final at this point. But